Welcome back to J Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave.
And I am Jay Reese.
And it has been a weekend. We finally got college football back. I got to watch the Ohio State University win their game this weekend. No.
my,
Let's not do that, bro.
my bad.
We're not about to start the pod off like that, brother.
My bad.
But speaking of, I want to talk about my squad first. Jeremiah Smith, 6 receptions, 92 yards, 2 tutties. True freshman right here. And we can see him win the Belitnikov this year. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But not in other news, but other games, I think the best game this weekend so far was LSU versus USC. It came on yesterday. And this game was really, for me, it was mainly all offense. I liked it. It was like an instant classic to me, but Chargers ended up beating the Tigers on a game-winning drive led by Miller Moss, and I was not expecting this at all. And the way he played, his Heisman odds definitely skyrocketed because I'm pretty sure he probably didn't even have a vote for it in the beginning. But Woody Marks, their running back, got a touchdown with I think like seconds left in the fourth quarter. I thought they were going to take their last time out and knee the ball. But literally, I think there was like a PI somewhere at the end of the game. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a PI. So Kyron Hudson caught like a 20-yard pass, and they got 15 extra yards because they called it targeting. And if you look back, I would think it's controversial, me personally. But I see why they called it targeting, but I could also see why it isn't targeting. Another receiver I want to talk about, Arizona's Tezaria McMillan, T-Mac. Oh my goodness. 10 receptions, 304 yards, and 4 tuds. And this is the Arizona record. I think the record was set by Jeremy McDaniel back in 1996 with 283 yards. But oh my goodness, did this man go insane. And I'm over here sitting here. I forgot who they played exactly, but I know that corner went home crying, bro. He's cooked.
Yeah, some of the games I've seen. The first game of the college football season, obviously we had Florida State losing to Georgia Tech, which was crazy because I didn't think they were gonna lose because I thought Florida State was better than what it looks like they're gonna be this year. Because right now I think they're losing right now. Who are they playing right now? As of the time of recording,
They're playing Boston College right now and losing.
yeah, like especially last year we were talking about how they got snubbed from the college football playoffs after they went 12-0 or 13-0 or whatever, and they didn't make the playoffs, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is crazy. And then people were like, this team isn't that good. They should have made the playoffs. It was a good decision by the college board, but at the end of the day, they were an undefeated team playing against hard competition, and they didn't make the playoffs. And then you have 12-1 Alabama making it into the playoffs, which I didn't mind that, you know what I'm saying. But there is a case to be made that Florida State should have been let in instead of Alabama, who did lose a game early in the season. You feel me? But now we're just seeing like they're not like that no more. I guess you know what I'm saying. They're not built for it. Dropping these early 2 in a row is definitely a shock, which is crazy because no one thought they would drop these 2. But except for maybe old dude at ESPN. Dude's a hater.
Nah, bro. He not rocking with him.
Yeah, but yeah, that was football season started off crazy. You feel me? With Georgia Tech beating Florida State. Then we have Colorado last Thursday squeaking out a win against North Dakota, or is it North Dakota State University? Or
North Dakota State.
Yeah. Shador Travis Hunter
used to play all their national championships.
Bro, Shador Travis Hunter had a great game. Travis Hunter, I know everybody's seen it. That crazy third touchdown catch he had to win the game. It was a dagger. You know what I'm saying? The contested catch on 3rd and goal, right. The ball was right here behind him. Bro caught it behind the defender, getting pass interference like a mug.
Yeah.
Crazy catch. Shador had an insane game. He was really throwing dots. He really shouldn't have had any turnovers. That one interception he had was a fluke. Like that hit someone's leg, bounced up in the air. It was some NCAA stuff. NCAA doesn't lie because I guess that actually happens in college football. You feel me? But that was
Most
crazy.
definitely, bro.
But like I remember during like the last couple months, especially me and Law, we were talking about how this Colorado team's gonna be a lot better than it was last year. And watching that first game, even though they did win the game, it's not looking a lot better. You know, that defense was getting picked apart. That especially in the pass game, which is crazy because I thought if anything they get picked apart in the run game because that's where their weakness was last year. And then to see them get picked apart in the pass game like that, then you had the offensive line, this new and improved offensive line, right, that they had built from all these transfers and recruits and everything. They didn't look that great. Shedeur had to make a lot of great and tough throws out of the pocket. I remember the one where he rolled out left, broke through a sack, outran the entire defense, planted his feet on the left side of the field, threw a dot in the middle of the field, gets hit, and it was like a lot of Shedeur throwing dots while getting hit, like getting like a lot of contact put on him. So whether or not this Colorado team will be good enough to squeak into a ranked spot, most likely, definitely not a playoff spot. You feel me? So to squeak into a ranked spot this season, we'll see what happens. They're playing Nebraska next. Nebraska just put up 48 points with Mini Mahomes, or I think it was 48 points. So I would say I feel sorry for Shiloh because Shiloh's gonna be getting cooked.
Nah, for real. And it'll also be a pretty good game. We get to see Dylan Ariola play. And I'll say one thing about the Buffaloes. I think they're going to struggle, honestly. I mean, looking at their games, they going to play Nebraska, going to play Baylor. They got a senior guy who's pretty good. Going to play Kansas State, going to play Arizona, and they're going to play Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. It's not looking good for Colorado at all.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the offense is already going to be good. We know it's going to be good, but now it's just the defense doesn't look too good. And the offensive line just doesn't. It doesn't help anything, I guess. But I also have one more team to talk about. Miami blowing out Florida.
Oh yeah.
This was an entertaining game to me, just because there was a lot of speculation coming around regarding was Cam Ward ready to play, transferring from a different school. His first game is in the Swamp, one of the hardest places to play in the National College Football setting, and went out there, threw 26 for 35, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. And Miami was doing the Gator chomp all game to the fans, and it was funny. And even the guys, like, after the game, they went up to the Florida recruits and just started talking to them. They were like, y'all better come to the U, because they didn't see the game. They didn't see them get blown out by like 30. So yeah, we gotta tell them. But there was 90,000 fans in that stadium, and the stadium just felt like complete quiet, bro. And that's Cam Ward, and his Heisman odds going up too. I ain't gonna lie.
I didn't watch that game. You know what I'm saying? I think I was busy at that time. But I watched like the highlights and like the clips of it afterwards and like the breakdowns and everything. And like the first thing I seen was a video about how Cam Ward was able to stay so calm, cool, and collected throughout that whole game. Just like everything he did looked like he was just playing super nonchalant, bro. Like
yeah, bro.
it was crazy.
Dreadhead,
I'm saying like I was just watching those highlights. Like dang, bro. It's like bro was like Jalen Hurts on 11. You know what I'm saying? If people think Jalen Hurts is emotionless, I like his emotionless wise. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about game. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like how people say Jalen Hurts like shows no emotion in their games. That's what I saw over there, just nonchalant. Bro was walking out of bounds every time he scrambled out the pocket and got like 12 yards. The bro just walked out of bounds and just like the defense just like let him. It was like, bro, that's aura, bro. That's aura. I'm not gonna lie, that's aura.
That is, bro. The one pass he threw in the back of the end zone between two guys, that was insane to me. I was like, yeah, bro, he's definitely him.
But yeah, I don't think I got any more college games that I really want to talk about because every other game was really a blowout. You know, we saw great things. Alabama blew out. I don't even know who they played. I forgot who they played. They were just bad. You know, it was like
Western Kentucky.
It was like 62-0. Like, what's it called? Jalen Morrow had a great game. What's his name? I just had his name pulled up.
Ryan Williams.
Bro was going crazy. 2 tuds. I remember watching. Was it Justice Haynes? Like I think it was late in the second quarter. Bro took a run 85 yards to the crib. Excuse me. I was like, dang, bro looked like he was gonna get fetched, but like bro was moving. You know what I'm saying? So that whole Alabama team was cooking. You know, I was curious to see what that team looked like. You know, outside of the Nick Saban era, obviously, and they just look like Alabama.
Them boys was flicking up. That's like Nick Saban gone.
Yeah, it just looked like Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Milroe and some of the guys were talking about how it's more fun in practice now, like which probably is true because Nick Saban was a tough guy, a tough cookie. But
no, for real.
But you know that Alabama team is gonna be fun to watch. You know, throughout the season. You know, it's gonna be a great year of college football, I think. And then
Ohio State gonna win it all, y'all. I'm giving y'all my prediction right now. OH.
I don't care who wins it all. I just want to have fun while watching these games. If Ohio State makes it and it's a fun game, I'm down. If Ohio State's getting blown out, Jalen's getting cheese, getting upset, I'ma still have fun. That's gonna be even more fun. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm gonna have fun this season.
Yo, if my team doesn't win the national championship this year, bro, I don't like, bro.
Bro, but right now, the first sports episode of the new season, bro. Say you'll get a Michigan sweatshirt, a Michigan jersey.
No, hell no.
Wait. What would it take? What would it take?
For Michigan to beat us this year.
Really? You're not confident that Michigan won't beat you?
I'm so confident Michigan won't beat us this year.
We're gonna clip this. All right, we're gonna pin this on our pages. You feel me? Hold them accountable. Say it
for the clip right now. If Ohio State loses to Michigan this year, I'll get a Michigan sweatshirt to wear on the pod. It's getting burned after though.
Love to see it, baby. Love to see it. All right, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm so confident they won't beat us, though.
Ready to go on to the next topic, brother?
Yes, sir. So, again, y'all, NFL coming back this Thursday in 3 days. And everyone's kind of drafted their fantasy teams this week and maybe last weekend. If you haven't drafted yet, got to get on that before Thursday. But me and Jreese are in the same league with just some friends, and we're going to tell y'all our teams, and y'all try to tell us which team is better, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and start off with mine. So, at QB, I have the Bryce Young. I'm kidding. I got Dak Prescott. And at running back, for my starters, Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift. Starting wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Puka Nacua. Tight end, Dalton Kincaid. At my flex, Deontay Johnson. My defense is the 49ers defense. And my kicker is Kaimi Fairbairn. Now on my bench, I feel like my bench is crazy. I feel like I have a solid bench. Keon Coleman, Dallas Goedert, Jaden Daniels, Jamison Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Demario Douglas, and the best quarterback in the league, Bryce Young. I wasn't kidding about having Bryce Young, y'all.
Best quarterback in the league. Bro said Jalen heard his name wrong.
This is real right here. This is real spill, real talk.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I have a solid team.
Yeah, that's a cute little squad, you feel me? You know.
Cute little squad. What you mean,
cute
brother?
Little squad, you know.
Oh, nah.
You know
Don't
what I'm saying?
play that.
Squad pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, let me show you a real squad right here real quick, you feel me? At QB1, you feel me? It had to be that guy, you know what I'm saying? The best quarterback in the league, Patty Mahomes. In the 5th round, give me Patty Mahomes. Like, I was surprised he was still there, bro, when I was drafting a quarterback. You know.
Why are you saying Bryce Young's name wrong?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'm saying Pat Mahomes' name right, brother. My running back, my first overall pick, guys. I'm not the first overall pick. All right, I wasn't the first overall pick. Because if I was first overall pick, I would have been CMC. But my first round pick, Saquon Barkley. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he brings that that Chris McCaffrey energy.
What pick did you have?
I had a second pick. So it was pretty close.
Oh, my goodness. That's such a reach.
No, bro. How, bro? Look. He was one of the best running backs in the league with the worst O-line in the league, and now give him Philadelphia O-line. I was taking that chance no matter what, brother. Running back 2, I got Brian Robinson. I had wide receiver 1, I got Devontae Smith. Wide receiver 2, got Tank Dell. You know, my receivers a little. Like Devontae, I'm not.
This is supposed to be better than me.
I'm not mad at either of my receivers. My receivers are weak. My weakest part of my team for sure. But Tank Dell, he's probably going to be the number one target for C.J. Stroud this year. You saw he had like 4 games out of the 12 games he played under 20 points in our league. No, in just in fantasy. So like, I'm going to pick him up, bro. He's going to be a stud this season, fully healthy. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, like I say every year, is going to get that number one DB on his side every time guarding him. Devontae Smith going to be free. So I love to see it. Travis Kelce, the number one tight end in the league last year, got him at my tight end. George Pickens, got him my flex. Going to be Russ's main target, especially with Deontay Johnson on the Panthers now, you feel me? Got the Jets defense. Jake Elliott, the kicker, little Chicken Little, my boy. My bench, I like my bench. My bench is a little nice. I got JSN, Freiermuth, Jerry Jeudy, Mooney. I have Tyler. I don't have Tyler Algier no more. I dropped him. I dropped Tyler Algier. I picked up Chase Brown from the Bengals because Nick.
He was on waivers.
Because Nick released him, bro. Nick released him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like looking at the waivers today. I was like, "There's no way," because I wanted to draft him, bro, and like they picked him up. So now he's gone. I'm like, say less. Have A-Rod as my backup quarterback. My backup running back, aside from Chase Brown, bro. This is gonna be a reach, all right. I'm not gonna lie. This is the biggest reach I had in like all of my fantasy experience, right? I got J.K. Dobbins off on my bench, just because, bro. I feel like in that Chargers offense, bro, especially because their receivers are so bad, and like their number one receivers got to be Josh Palmer, bro. I really think that run game, especially with Jim Harbaugh there, that run game is about to go crazy. And they're saying that 1-2 punch between J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards is about to be insane. And J.K. Dobbins is better than Gus Edwards. It's just about if he's going to stay healthy. I'm hoping he has a career year, So like I said, it's a big reach, but I'm very optimistic in what's about to happen this season with the Chargers offense.
I'm optimistic with him because he's the Ohio State alum, but what?
Look.
I don't even know.
J.K. Dobbins is the future of fantasy. J.K. Dobbins is the future of fantasy. You hear me? This is going to be 1,200 rushing yards.
Brooks.
Hey, 1,200 rushing yards.
Whenever he gets off.
Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, bro. You're going to call me crazy now, but look, at the end of the season, we're going to revisit this. And you'll be like, dang, I didn't know that all-pro J.K. Dobbins was like that. I was like, yeah, bro, I told you.
Bro, I always know he's like that. However, I feel like it was just a reach. I don't feel like I reached for anybody on my team. However, I think my favorite pick, honestly, because I picked him kind of late, was Dalton Kincaid. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a tight end for a minute on here, and he was still on the board. I was like, let me go ahead and get my guy. Josh Allen's going to throw him the ball a ton, aside from Keon Coleman, and I have him on my team too.
Hey, my favorite pick is definitely either going to be Saquon or it's going to be Tank Dell. Just because Saquon, I really think he can be what Chris McCaffrey was for the 49ers. Going from the Panthers, being the workhorse, always being injured because he was their main guy over there. Going over the 49ers, where he doesn't have to do as much. He's still that main guy in San Fran, but he doesn't do as much because they have so many other weapons around him. That I feel like Saquon on the Eagles is going to do the same thing. And Tank Dell, because I don't think Tank Dell's going to get hurt again this year if he did, like he, knock on wood, like he did last year, you feel me? So I think Tank Dell's going to be a really good receiver. I think he's going to be a top 5 receiver in fantasy this year just because he was a really good receiver last year. He was like borderline top 7, top 8, you feel me? Last year when he was healthy. So now give him a full season with that connection with C.J. Stroud with a full offseason. Yeah, I think they're going to take off. People are saying watch out because they got Stephon Diggs now. I think Stephon Diggs is about to decline in fantasy, honestly, this year. Like, he's still Stephon Diggs, don't get me wrong, but especially with
in fantasy, he's good.
Especially with Nico Collins and all them, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Stephon Diggs' targets is going to go down.
Yeah. Most definitely, bro. And especially with them having Schultz, Tank, and Nico. I mean, they released Noah Brown, so I think they only got 5 receivers on the squad.
And they got Joe Mixon, who's a good receiving back.
Yeah, bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. But with the NFL season starting on Thursday, we're going to go ahead and get into some preseason rankings And I kind of want to hear yours, honestly, because I feel like we'll probably have the same teams, I think, just in a different order.
Okay, cool. All right, number one, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Not playing. It's the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
Nah, get out of
yes,
here.
sir.
No, not of my top five. Not of my top 10.
We're
Not of
we're
my.
in the best. We're
Oh,
in the
my
best.
bad. I'm gonna start at five though. At number five, I have the Texans. I have a lot of hope for this team. I think they have a really great roster constructed. From the offense to the defense, have a great head coach in DeMeco Ryans, and I think they just improved so much this offseason. They got another wide receiver, another target for their superstar quarterback who emerged, who like broke out in his rookie year. They got him a good running back, because who was their running back last year? Was it Damian Pierce and Devin Singletary?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
them guys, like Damian Pierce fell off since his rookie year hard, and Devin Singletary's Devin Singletary. He's nothing crazy. You feel me? So Joe Mixon definitely is one of those guys, one of those top running backs in the league, and I think he's going to help that run game a lot, take a lot of the load off of C.J. Stroud, which will make C.J. Stroud's job a lot easier, which will allow him to have them bigger plays when he needs to have them bigger plays. So I think that team is number five. The only reason why they're so low is because they're so young. If they weren't so young, they'd definitely be higher. But just because of a little bit, the inexperience is going to bring them down. Number four, I got San Fran. San Fran is going to be San Fran at the end of the day. They're always going to have one of the best teams in the league. But with Trent Williams sitting out for the foreseeable future, they don't know when that deal is going to get reconstructed. That offensive line is going to struggle a lot. Brock Purdy is going to be exposed, I hope. But, just because it's the Kyle Shanahan-led offense, that they just got that deal done with Brandon Ayuk. So Brandon Ayuk is back. He's going to be playing. Also, shout out Ricky Parcells. Hopefully he has a good recovery. We're all happy that nothing horrible came from what had happened, that event the other day. We're glad he's been released from the hospital and he's feeling better. Thank God for everything he was able to do, because that was a really scary incident. Went straight through the chest, out the back. So
That's insane, bro.
so that's God, really. So, shout out Ricky Parcells. We're hoping for a speedy recovery, and we hope we're going to see you on that football field soon, man. But yeah, number four, I got San Fran. Number three, I have the Baltimore Ravens. I think Baltimore Ravens was a top five team all season last year. They really could have beat Kansas City if they ran the ball. They ain't ran the ball in the AFC Championship, and the way they fixed that is getting freaking Derrick Henry. So that offense is insanely scary. The only thing they really lost on offense was Odell, and I like Odell. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't really a difference maker on that team. I forgot he was on the team most of the season. You feel me? So I think Zay Flowers was really gonna do a great job. They have Nelson Aguilar extended too. Nelson Aguilar, look, I don't care what anyone says. I always got love for my boy Nelly. You know what I'm saying? Nelson Aguilar, I'm always gonna say he's that guy. Obviously not one of those top guys, but I'm gonna say he's a guy. They got Mark Andrews, who is a top guy at the position. A great old line, a great defense every year. Marlon Humphreys really holds that defense down. Who's it? They got what's his face? That's it. Kyle Hamilton at safety. Who's the other safety? Is it Geno Stone? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, great defense. I don't really remember who's on that D line, but all I know is that defense is gonna go crazy no matter what. Them Harbaugh's defenses always go crazy, so you ain't got to worry about that. So that Baltimore Ravens team is at 3. This is definitely probably biased why they're so high, but in the number 2, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Right, great team constructed head to toe, getting one of the best running backs in the league to come to our team and hopefully have that Christian McCaffrey effect with our team. We have Kellen Moore, who's really changed up the whole flow and offense, which is so amazing, because you know how I felt the last half of the season. I was saying it even when we were still winning. I was saying how bad that offense was looking, and we had to fix things if we want to keep winning, and we never fixed things, and we kept losing and losing. I'm like, just fix this, never fixed it. So Kellen Moore should fix up a lot of those issues. We didn't change much on our offensive side. Defense, DBs. That's all we got in the offseason. That's all we got in the draft. DBs, Quinyon Mitchell looking great. Cooper DeJean coming back from injury. Hopefully he's a solid guy wherever we play him. C.J. Gardner-Johnson back on the field for the Philadelphia Eagles. Difference maker. He's going to set the tone. He's going to be that energy guy that we were missing, that dog we were missing on the defense side of the ball. Vic Fangio, hopefully going to bring out a lot of great stuff from our defense, from those young guys, from Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, guys like that. We got Devin White, newly added. Hopefully we can get him back to all-pro status. Hopefully he anchors our defense too, him with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Isaiah Rodgers coming off of that gambling suspension. Stop gambling, bro. We need you, because he's going to be starting on Friday. So that's my number 2. Love that. Oh, I forgot to mention the most important thing. We're being led by MVP Jalen Hurts. MVP season Jalen Hurts. You hear me right now. This is before the season started. Before the season starts, Jalen Hurts is your MVP. Jalen Hurts is your MVP. Hear me, America? Do you hear me?
Oh my goodness.
All right, number 1, I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Their team just won the Super Bowl back-to-back, looking for the three-peat, have the best tight end in the league, best quarterback in the league. Last year, his receivers were Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, and I don't even know who else. Who's the other?
Rashee Rice, bro.
So much better. Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy is going to take a load off of Patrick Mahomes. Doesn't have to do as much magic as he has to do. That Mahomes' magic is still going to be there, but it's not going to be him fighting every play for the craziest yards. Isaiah Pacheco, the angriest runner in the league. Bro, always looking like he has beef with the ground whenever he runs. He be making me mad when he runs. That's how angry he be running. That defense is still. I don't even think they added significantly much to that defense, if I'm not mistaken. But I know, yeah, they lost to L'Jarius Sneed, which is obviously a big loss. But I think Trent McDuffie's ready to fill in that spot as the number 1 corner. Hopefully they can get a guy. Hopefully the next guy is ready to step up and lock up the other side of the field. But the only reason why their roster is probably not better than any other of these teams that I have mentioned, but they're the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes. They're going to be number 1. They just won a Super Bowl. Coming off a Super Bowl, they got to be at number 1. You feel me? So that's my top 5. Want to know yours? I was yapping a lot. You feel me? But I'm ready to hear what you got to say, brother.
You chilling, bro. Number 5. I know you had I think somewhere in your mid, but I have the Baltimore Ravens at number 5. And I still think this team is going to be solid. I just think the rest of the teams are going to be better. But with this team, I want to see how it looks with no Mike McDonald on the defense. I feel like Mike McDonald is just a mastermind. The defense is good enough for them to actually survive without him. But I do want to see the defense without him. I know we're going to see Lamar Jackson just coming off an MVP year, playing with Derrick Henry, actually. But still, I mean, you can't run the ball all game.
Yeah.
And the passing situation isn't necessarily fixed, Mm-hmm. But I'm excited to see this team. This team's still going to be a top 5 team in the league. And honestly, seeing Lamar and Henry, what can you even do? Like, those guys, it has to be a top team. It has to be a top 5 team with those two in it. Now, number 4, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think this team just has – I think it has a lot more to prove in the NFL. I think they have the most to prove, actually, probably besides, like, the Bengals. But they have new coordinators in there, Vic Fangio, Kellen Moore. I know we saw a lot of turnovers last year. I really don't expect that this year, though, from this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Jalen Hurts MVP season. I expect big things from him. And Hurts just had 3 games last season with 0 turnovers compared to 8 games in 2022. And that was whenever he was in the race for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he was hurt more last season, but also wasn't as effective as a runner, and some questionable throws from last year. But losing Kelsey is definitely going to be felt. But the offense is going to return to its true form. I know Cam Jurgens has been there for years already, but whenever you got a guy who can snap a ball, whenever you got a guy who can snap the ball with one finger and literally go block like 3 guys at once, bro, You won't get that again for a
Mm-hmm.
minute. But at number 3, I have the Detroit Lions. And I'm so high on this team, y'all. I'm so high on this team. It was like I remember 2022. I have them as high as I had the Chargers in 2022, and the Chargers completely failed me back then. But all of their guys are paid and made an NFC Championship last year, and I think they make it back, maybe even the Super Bowl. Honestly, and I think they break through that barrier because they shouldn't have lost that game last year.
Mm-hmm.
But at number 2, I have the 49ers. I feel like this is really self-explanatory. You kind of explained it all. Hit the nail on the hammer. And they didn't lose Ayuk, which is a dub. And at number 1, of course, we have to go the Kansas City Chiefs, led by 3-time Super Bowl champ Patrick Mahomes.
3-time Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. They lost Need, but McDuffie is him. They still got George Karlaftis. They still have Nick Bolton. Signed Hollywood and drafted Worthy. They really got them young bulls on the team, Jaden. They got them young bulls at wide receiver.
Let me tell you something about them young boys.
Let me tell you something about them young bulls.
What Charles Barkley said. What them young boys doing? If you know, you know. If you know what.
But yeah, bro. I mean, I feel like the only thing the Chiefs have to worry about is left tackle. They lost their guy, but if they start Kingsley, they're chilling, bro. So I'm not too worried about the Chiefs at all. I mean, like you said, every other team has a better roster than the Chiefs, but they just coach so much better and have the best quarterback in the league. So it was like trying to put a team over the Patriots back in the day. You feel me?
Hard.
Like, there's no one else you can put. And, again, I keep mentioning this because I'm so excited, but football starting in 3 days, guys. And through these 2 days, we are going to go through our games of the week. And I want to start with the best game of the week, actually. The Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. And that's not a joke. That's the best game of the week. Bryce Young plays this Sunday. That's going to be the best game because y'all are going to see how good he is. Y'all, there isn't going to be no Bryce Young isn't the answer. Oh my God, the Panthers suck. I won't have to cry on Sunday. I'm tired of it.
You gonna have to cry out.
Please.
You gonna have to.
Please.
Shit.
I'm tired of this. Bryce, you gotta save me from my hurt, bro. But I'm excited for this game. The defense, we had so many losses on the defense. Like, I'm kind of scared. We lost Frankie, we lost Chin, we lost Burns. Like, those are our guys, and lost 2 of them to the Commanders, bro. Like, what? But I'm excited for this game. Obviously, I mean, Jonathan Brooks isn't gonna play, but I'm excited for him to come through in the next couple weeks. He should also. He's going to be a good fantasy back. I meant to mention that earlier. Jonathan Brooks, whenever he comes back, is going to be a good fantasy back. And Panthers 1-0 on Sunday. I'm going to tell you all right now. But my second game, I'm going to stay in the NFC South, half of it. But the Steelers versus the Falcons. I'm excited for this game. 2 teams with new quarterbacks. Atlanta made their team even better this offseason. And Jesse Bates partnered up next to Justin Simmons.
AJ Terrell at the
my
corner
God.
too. Just extended.
Oh my. That's like insane, bro.
Secondary. Is that the best secondary in the league?
It's gotta
I
be
think it is.
at some point. I mean, like,
I really can't think of another one
Depending-
that's more complete, really.
yeah, because those 2 safeties. I mean, the only thing you could like really think of was
The Ravens.
like before they left and got hurt. Yeah, like either the Ravens, like something that's probably been close to that was probably Hyde, Poyer, and Tre'Davious, like a couple years ago. But like, other than that, like this is a solid safety squad and a solid corner right there too. And my last game, Ravens versus Chiefs, the first game of the NFL season we're going to see on Thursday. And this is really just self-explanatory. I mean, we just explained both of these teams' situations. I mean, we saw the Chiefs last year lose on opening night, so maybe they win here on opening night. But what are we going to think of the Ravens if they lose that game? So it'll be a lot. It'll be a lot to talk about. So
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna start mine games of the week off with the ones you left off with. I also have the Ravens and the Chiefs opening game of the year. It's NFL football, baby. We're back. We love it. All right.
we're so back.
We're so back. Like,
Oh my God, we're so back.
all right. This has nothing to do with. I had to watch Miami Heat lose in the first round and the Boston Celtics win the championship. I'm ready for football. I'm ready for football, man. This is gonna be a rematch of the AFC champion. It's gonna be the rematch of the AFC championship. Obviously, like we said earlier, the biggest flaw that the Ravens had against the Chiefs in that AFC championship was their inability to run the ball, or their unwillingness to run the ball. Now they have someone that's going to make them run the ball. So it's exciting to see what's going to happen. I feel like this game is going to set the tone for both the teams, right? Actually, more so the Ravens and the Chiefs. You feel me? The Chiefs, we saw last year, if they lose opening week, they'll still find a way to be great. But the Ravens, this will really set the tone of the season for them. Going out against a team that they really should have beat last year in the playoffs as the opener, the MVP versus the Super Bowl MVP. More dominant run game versus a really dominant pass game, which will prevail. Exciting to see. My second game is going to be, I'm going to say the Cardinals and Bills, right? The Bills lost a lot of key pieces this offseason. Obviously, they lost Tre'Davious White. They lost Jordan Poyer. They lost Stephon Diggs, obviously the biggest one. So they also lost Gabe Davis, right? That whole team is looking really different right now. Their number one wide receiver is going to be either Keon Coleman or Khalil Shakur. You feel me? So that team, I just want to see how that team adjusts to losing all those pieces. I want to see how Josh Allen adjusts.
Curtis Samuel, bro. Don't disrespect Carolina Panther legend.
I forgot Curtis Samuel. I forgot he was on that team. I'm not gonna lie. No shade to Curtis Samuel. I like Curtis Samuel. I'm not Lawrence Augerson. You feel me? I don't have no hate. I don't have no hate to Curtis Samuel, dog. But that team, that offense is just not as great as it was last year, obviously. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Josh Allen handles that. They do have James Cook. James Cook gets better every year. From his first year to his second year, I thought he had a pretty big leap. I'm expecting another pretty decent leap this year, especially with that lack of a pass game that they're probably going to have. They're going to rely more on the run game. That's going to be all James Cook. You feel me? So I'm excited to see how that offense will work. I don't think they're going to be bad this year. Honestly, a lot of people say they're going to be a bottom 5 team in the league. I don't see that at all. I still think they're going to be a top half team in the league. I still think let me see who's in the division. They probably won't win the division. I'm not going to lie. I still think they can squeak in a playoff spot, though. I think they're a pretty decent enough team as it is. And the Cardinals, I just think that team has changed a lot, because everyone thought they were going to be the worst team in the league last year. They were one of the worst teams in the league, but they weren't as bad as they looked, you feel me? They had big wins against the Eagles, against the Cowboys. It's crazy to say now, even though they did lose in the wild card round, both those teams lost embarrassingly. The Cardinals is a different team this year. They still have James Conner. They got Zach Pascal at the wide receiver. They got Zay Jones, which I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of Zay Jones. I think he's a really underrated wide receiver in the league that just does his job and doesn't do more than he's asked to do. You know what I'm saying? He'll get those big downs. He's a pretty crispy route runner. I like Zay Jones a lot. They got the biggest guy from the draft, Marvin Harrison. Everybody already saying he's like a stud in training camp. I didn't really see him do much in the preseason, but obviously it's the preseason.
No one really talked about him in the preseason.
Exactly. So
I didn't even watch any Cardinals games in the preseason, so I don't even know if they won. What was his stats?
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know. So I think he's gonna have a pretty good year. Hopefully they can figure out that contract situation with Fanatics, because I want to buy a Marvin Harrison jersey. Hopefully I think that receiving core will be really good, really much improved from last season. Because last season they even have nobody. Their best guy, their only guy receiver that they had was, what's his name? Was Hollywood Brown, and he was hurt most of the year. And most importantly, they have Kyler Murray coming back. fully healed from that ACL injury. He came back last year, but it's right like he had no offseason to prepare himself from coming back from that ACL injury. Now he had a whole offseason to work. After getting his ACL fully healed and everything like that. So I'm hoping for an MVP like season from Kyler Murray. I hope for that every year because I love Kyler Murray. Austin legend Kyler Murray, not Austin, Allen legend Kyler Murray. But obviously he's not going to win MVP because it's going to be Jalen Hurts. The last game of the week, Jalen Hurts MVP in Brazil. The most dangerous city in the world apparently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I honestly didn't know Brazil was this dangerous, dog.
Brazil's crazy.
Because what's it called? Because our friend
Smitty was like, no comment.
Because our friends was like, they went to Brazil like a couple years ago for their volleyball team that went, right? Shout out to TWU. They went to.
I think it was last year.
Last year they went to Brazil and they was having fun. They was outside doing all that stuff. So I was like, oh, cool, what's up? That's gonna be like Philadelphia this year. Like, and I hear the press conferences, we can't go outside. They say it's dangerous for us. We're going to get robbed. We're going to get shot. Like, dang. Dang. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
I'm still excited for the game. It just so happened to be Brazil. They feel like they're in danger. So I hope they have a great time while they're there. But the most important thing is the football game, obviously. They have this young Packers team, which is a great team. It wasn't in our top 5, but I think they're probably a top 5 team in the NFC, like without a doubt, a top 5 team in the NFC. The Packers. The Packers are a really great team. Jordan Love, he struggled at the beginning he struggled halfway through the year last year. Like he had a great start, a really bad middle section of the year. They really took off at the end of the year. He had a bad second half against the 49ers in the playoffs because they should have won that game too. Really, the 49ers should have lost 2 games in the playoffs. So, the Packers, that defense also got improved. Xavier McKinney, that's a guy I wanted to come to Philadelphia. We also got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, but Xavier McKinney is a dog. Glad he's out of New York. What's it called? Jair Alexander, always going to be great. That defense is a good defense. That offense, signing Josh Jacobs, I think is an improvement over Aaron Jones. I thought Aaron Jones was a good running back no matter what. But I definitely think Josh Jacobs is a better running back. Also younger, so he has fresher legs. So I think I'm interested to see how that team works. The biggest issue with that Packers team is still the lack of a number 1 wide receiver, which they should have been in the market. For one, they should have low-key tried their best. Like trade away some of those young guys like Christian Watson or some to the 49ers to try to get Brandon Ayuk. That's what they should have did. It's obviously too late now. But,
yeah, I feel that. But also, I mean, their 4 guys are honestly better than Watson anyway. So, they got 4 guys on that team better than Watson. Then they're not getting Ayuk for him.
Yeah.
And I know you can put more stuff in the package.
Yeah.
But they don't want Watson at all. They could start Jawan Jennings and be fine this year.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
I feel you.
You got Romeo Dobbs. You got Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks. Who am I missing right here? There's a 4th.
I think it's just Christian. You didn't say Christian Watson. That's the only thing I'm thinking of. I can't think of anyone else.
I think so also. It might just be those 3 better than Watson.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that Packers team, they're really just missing that wide receiver guy, you know what I'm saying? I feel like their receivers are good, you know what I'm saying? A lot of really good pieces to that offense, but none of them are real number 1 wide receivers. You see how much a number 1 wide receiver helps people like Jalen Hurts when he got A.J. Brown, Josh Allen when he got Stephon Diggs, people like that. So I just thought that would help a lot. And they're obviously playing my team, Philadelphia, the best team in the league. Especially if you ask, people from Philadelphia. If you don't ask people from Philadelphia, they're not gonna say that. But look, don't worry about it.
ask somebody from Dallas.
don't worry about it. They're gonna say the Cowboys trash. Cowboys are so bad this year. By the way, out of topic. Cowboys are horrible this year. Not horrible, but they're just bad.
How are they horrible?
They're not horrible. Horrible's a reach.
They didn't lose anybody.
They lost a lot of people.
What did they lose that was really meaningful?
First off, Gilmore. Gilmore was a big piece. They lost.
Bro, he got cooked last year. Don't do that. He got cooked.
Bro, he didn't get cooked. He was still Stephon Gilmore. Still had Stephon Gilmore
His,
play?
his
Stephon
only
Gilmore season?
notable game was versus AJ Brown, and I get like that's solid, but like that's the only game he actually has highlights from, bro.
Lost. What's it called? Tony Pollard. Obviously, Tony Pollard didn't have as great a season as you would expect last season, but they gonna bring back Zeke and who they bring back? Who else they get? They got old dude from that used to be on the Vikings.
Madison,
Dalvin Cook and Zeke as their
oh
backfield. That backfield's
bro,
cooked.
that's a retirement home. Back
Offensive
there,
line,
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
offensive line. They still got some great interior pieces, but losing Tyron Smith, even though he's always injured, still a horrible loss. Leighton Vander
Bro,
Esch had to retire because
Guyton's
he
gonna
broke
be
his
that
neck.
guy.
There's like pieces all around. You feel me? Just gone. They lost old dude for the first half of the season. What's his name? Deron Bland for the first half of the season. Broke his leg in camp. Like, what's it called? That team's just not great. You know what I'm saying? But back to Philadelphia.
Bro, I'm not.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because you saying the offensive line's bad. The offensive line's not bad.
Cook.
On the outside, Terrence Steele and Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton's looked amazing in camp. Second of all, Tyler Smith at guard.
I said the interior was good.
Yeah, I'm saying, but like their outside tackles are good too, and you're just saying they're not. And they still have Micah, still have DeMarcus Lawrence. Linebackers, I'll give you that because I don't like Eric Kendricks at all. Have Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker is solid. Trayvon Diggs is solid. Jordan Lewis is solid in nickelback. So I really don't see anything too bad about the Cowboys. They didn't lose anything in general, and you know me, I like talking about the Cowboys, but they didn't lose too much, bro. And Deron Bland, I've never been a fan, so I think they're good without him.
Hey, watch them get cooked though. They still gonna make the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie, they're probably gonna make the playoffs still, but I still think they're cooked. But Philadelphia, you heard all that great stuff I was saying. Jalen Hurts going to have an MVP season. He goes set the tone this game with 12 touchdowns. How much is 12 touchdowns? How many points is that? That's 84 points. Yeah, that's what Jalen Hurts going to do. 84 points by himself.
Tush push.
You know, Saquon Barkley knows not to get stopped at the 1 yard line. Because, what's it called? Saquon Barkley's the only one of the guys I don't think he has to worry about the tush push because if he gets close to that 1 yard line, he's getting in there. Like that's Saquon Barkley, you feel me? Like Derrick Henry gets close to that 1 yard line, he's getting in there. CMC gets to that 1 yard line, he's getting in there. You know, he's just one of those guys. So I don't have much to say about Philadelphia that I didn't say already. So that's all I got to say. You got anything else to say before we wrap up this episode? Anything else about any other teams you want to talk about?
I mean, not really. I guess I'll touch on this game for a second just because I was looking at it. But Minnesota versus the Giants. I'm excited to see this game just because I'm excited to see Malik Neighbors play. I also want to see Sam Darnold play in this offense, especially after a year of him in San Fran. I want to know if that opened his eyes because he was on literally the two worst organizations in the league. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see this game.
I'm not excited to see Sam Darnold play. Also, I feel like Malik Neighbors gonna be good, but the thing is he's gonna get open. But is Daniel Jones gonna throw the ball to Malik Neighbors or is he gonna throw it to Stephon Gilmore? You know what I'm saying? Who's he gonna throw that ball to?
Gilmore. Probably Gilmore.
Probably Gilmore.
But yeah, man, that's about all we have for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode of J Tendencies, and we will be back later this week to hit y'all with another banger.
You already know.
But y'all make sure to follow us on our socials, J Tendencies Pod. We posting some graphics on there, so make sure y'all interact with those. And make sure to see who has the better fantasy team between me and Jreese, because I think it's me.
Yeah, don't just like it. Comment, share, you know what I'm saying? Post it on your story. You know what I'm saying? Put that out there, bro. Make us reach other people. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, yeah. But I'll take it easy. We'll see y'all later this week.
All right, we back, baby.